Hello and welcome to ARK Survival Evolved. Once again, I am on the map Ragnarok, and today, instead of carrying on building and making the base where we want it, I am going to be taming a Doedicurus and a Ankylosaurus. Now, I've given Ben back his Doedicurus. It had really poor weight, and as you can see, I've got some narcotics and narco arrows. And I've also got an apprentice crossbow, which I got out of a purple drop, I believe. So it's not too bad, but it's not great. I would prefer to have a rifle with some darts, but unfortunately I don't have a smithy. Well, I mean a fabricator over here, but I do have a smithy. I've fixed this step not working. I had to replace it with an S plus foundation instead of a normal foundation. Although this side's normal and I can walk up it. This side really didn't like it. But anyway, on to the taming. So we're going to tame those two creatures, the Anky and the Doedicurus. To do this, I think I'm just going to build a pen over here to come and drop them in using the wyvern. I'm going to build two pens. I'm going to try and do both the Anky and the Doey at the same time. So I'm just going to build these two pens real quick. So I'm doing them as a 2x2 pen for each of them. They don't really need a 2x2 pen, but it's just a little easier, and there's no trying to drop it in perfect, so I can just hover above. As you can see, I'm using door frames all the way around the outside. That's so I can run through and also shoot my crossbow inside. And the Anky and the Doey is too wide to get out through them. Now, in between, I will be placing a normal wall. Yep, that's in the right place. Now I'll have it facing this way. As you can see, when I'm building, I end up getting... Do I have anything else to build with? No. If I pick this up... Oh, didn't hold it long enough. If I go to place that again, as you see, there's an arrow pointing to which way it's actually facing. That's due to the S plus mod. I want it to face the other way, so that way. Is that straight? They're not on the same level, but that will do. Right, anyway, so we'll go ahead and find an Anky, but yeah. So that arrow, as you saw as I was placing, shows you which direction the wall is facing. As each foundation, you can put a wall on each of them. So effectively, you can stick, if I can hover above, you can go and stick a wall on the left side of the instead of them two being on the same side, because there are two foundations there, you can put one on the left foundation and on the right foundation, and so seeing which direction it's going on, you actually know which foundation it's placed on, which is quite handy because I've placed them uneven so many times before in the past on official servers and that, and it's drove my head in. I did see a Doedicurus around here. Yep, there's one here. Now I'm not particularly looking for a high level. There's actually another one here. Oh, I don't even have my spyglass. I'll just grab that. What's that? Level 55 female, and there's another one just over here. Depending on this one, what's the level on this one. 95 female. I'll go with the 95, although I'm not after like a particularly high level. Although on this server we can get 150 as a max level. I'm not going for levels at the moment, I just want a decent enough level. As you can see, that just drops straight in there. That's why I built them 2x2, just so they wasn't too big for it to not fall in, because it's really hard to try and drop anything in perfectly with the wyverns. Now we just need to go and find an Anky. To be honest, I'm not certain where the Ankys are. We'll have a quick check around here. Well, that's quite a few scorpions. I'm sure there should be an Anky around somewhere over here. There's a turtle. Oh, here's an Anky. I have no idea what this Anky's level is at all. I can't even check it like you do on quick tools by angling the camera down. But we'll go fly this one over to base. Now, as I'm not really flying too far in a direction, none of the Ankys should despawn or anything like that while I'm away. And that one should hopefully still be in there, yes. Oh, perfect. I've got them both in first time. So as you can see, they're both in there and they're too big to fit through the gaps. So that's, oh, it's 55 and it's male. And there's the 95 and it's female. As you can see, they're like just a little bit too big to get through the door frames, which is perfect for when I'm actually going to shoot them. I'm just going to make sure I've got the right arrows. There we go. Now, I did go back over to Ben's base and collect some berries using a trike. Also got some berries for his trike because it didn't have many. If you're wondering where I got the narcotics from, I crafted those over at Ben's base. We crafted a load so that we could level up. I'm now at level 70. I went up like loads in levels just crafting. But we'll go ahead and knock these out. I think the best way, I'll knock out the Anky first, and then I'll do the doughy after. What's that? Yeah, so if you trap them like this, there's nowhere they aren't getting out, but you do have to be careful that you don't kill them. I've got a feeling if you shoot them on the back, they're probably armoured. I know like most things are now being protected by their armour plating. Oh, there we go, it's knocked out. Now, I'll quickly go grab you some berries. Now, I'm not certain which berries it prefers the most, but I'm guessing it's the Mejo or Mijo berries, however you want to say it. But I'll just give it all of these and I'll move them to there. And I'll give it half the narcotics. Now, we do have the taming effective turned up on this server, as I have said before, so it will tame a lot quicker than it would on official. Just because it is a private server and we don't want to be sitting here all day trying to tame something. Now, I have had issues trying to tame Doedicurus in the past, where after a certain amount of damage that you deal to the Doedicurus, it will curl up in a ball. Now that's its defense mechanism, but it would not uncurl from the ball. And then if it, oh, I need water, there we go. And if it did uncurl from being a ball, there we go, 2.7% effective. It's not great. But if it does uncurl from a ball, then it wouldn't take any more torpor. So I'll see what happens and hopefully I can actually knock it out. Now, it would be best if I could hit it in the head. But, oh, ouch, that hurt. Let me hit you in the head. trying to pick up the arrow. When it's trying to run. Come over here. Shoot in the butt then. Yeah, as you can see, it's trying to run away and it really can't fit. And it's going to try and hit me, I think. Shoot you in the butt again. Come on. Where are you going? I hit the wall? Seriously? One thing I've also been contemplating about for the server is installing one of the infinite grapple and infinite parachute mods, just because when we get to the stage that we're wanting to use them, we don't want to be running out and fall into deaths or anything like that. It's just a little tedious with how many times you need to use them. How many times do I need to hit you? I know you're level 95, but come on. Hello? Are you getting tired yet? Just stay there and let me hit you in the face. Where are you running to? Yay, it's knocked out. Okay, so I'll just run back around and collect some more of the arrows back. Thank you very much. And I'll run over here and collect these berries. Now, I'll just feed you. And we'll see what your effectiveness will turn out as. And I'll just put 7. Now, if you're ever curious of what actually you need to get to tame certain creatures, or how much of each food, or how long it's going to take, there is actually a really cool site that you can go on called I believe it's Doedicurus or something like that. If you're curious what it is, I'll stick it in the I'll stick it in the description for you so that you can check it out yourself. 1.6% effective. That is crap. But yeah, I'll stick that in the description for you, and it literally has every single dinosaur that's in ARK on there. Has all the withens, you name it. And it will tell you how long the hatching time is. It will tell you how effective the taming is with certain foods. What foods can tame it, how long it will take to tame. Gives you so much information. Obviously I haven't looked it up today because I didn't really need to, because these are just berry tames. Now there is a cool little trick for any herbivore tame that you want to do, that's with berries. Now if you can farm a load of stimberries, now, doing this does give you really rubbish taming effectiveness, and basically you're not going to get any levels, but if you do this, you can tame your herbivores a lot quicker. So if you're just starting out, it's a really good thing. But you basically put stimberries in their inventory while you're trying to tame them, and you just let it eat the stimberries, and you let it do that for, depending on how long the taming scale is. If you look up how long it should take to tame for that level using berries or whatever, yeah, using the type of berries that it needs, and then for just under half that amount of time, if you let it eat stimberries on its own and then force it narcotics to keep it down, and then chuck a load of normal berries in, it will tame twice as fast. But doing that, its effectiveness goes down and you can't tame it very well. Now, if you want, I could do a really short video explaining that, or showing you how that works. but you can literally just find that already on YouTube. It's really, really useful if you're at a low level, but it does ruin some of the tames. There is the possibility of just letting it eat all the stimberries and letting it wake up, because the stimberries effectively wake anything up. It's just like stimulants made using that, and it wakes you up. So if you let it do that, it will wake up, and if you knock it out again, its hunger should be really low, because while it's eating the stimberries, it's waking up, but its food, even though it's eating, its food's going really low down. That's why when you chuck in new berries after, which it really likes to eat, it just eats them rapidly and it tames straight away. So yeah, but this one's taking a while. That's going to take a while to tame, and this one's about quarter tamed. So I think I'll stand here and watch these guys tame up, and I'll cut back to just before they're tamed. But one piece of advice for any of you that are worried about your dinosaurs and you're new to ARK, because it has just officially been released and it's come over to PS4 and Xbox not too long ago. If you're taming and the unconsciousness is going down, don't just go ahead and straight away feed it narcotics or berries. I advise you waiting until it's taken something to eat. Now, most dinosaurs will eat after it's gone down. It's gone down in 50 hunger in food. Some will go down to 40, but I think nearly everything is 50 now. So if you watch this, if this goes down to 5050, it will take a bite. So in a couple more seconds, it will take a bite, and then I will feed it narcotics. Now, I wait until then. Most people wait till it eats. So when you feed it, you're not filling up its hunger bar, because each time you feed it, its hunger goes up. As you can see, it just ate, so I'm going to spam the narcotics, and its hunger's going to go up a little. Right, so it's not hungry anymore. But because I waited until it just fed, it wasn't as hungry as when it's about to take a bite. Because if you just force feed it, you're going to lose out on it actually going up on taming. If you keep doing that in the long run, you're just dragging out the time for it to tame. So, as you can see, I waited till it wanted to eat. It ate, I force fed it narcotics then, so its unconsciousness is going up and its hunger is going back down again. And you want to leave it until it just takes a bite to do that. Did I put narcotics in you? No, I didn't. I'll put them in there now, but your top of the tea's alright. But as I said, I'll watch over these two, and just before the Anky tames, I'll bring you guys back, and I'll do the same for the Doedicurus. And if we got time, I think we might try and get a mammoth, because I'm going to need all three of these guys, the mammoth, the Doedicurus and the Anky, just so that I can eventually build my castle and build this base. Because for the castle, we're going to need so many resources. Like the castle keeps and foundations mod needs so many resources, it's unreal to do one thing. So we possibly might get one of those if it don't take too long for these two to tame, and we'll try and get a mammoth. So I'll be right back, just as either one of these guys is ready to tame. Okay, so I know I said I'd be right back when one of the Anky or the Doedicurus was about to tame, but after sitting there for about 10 minutes I realised that the Doedicurus is going to take absolutely ages to tame. So I've quickly flown all the way over to the Highlands, now that my map's loaded. So I'm about 2073, I'd say, on the map. No, I don't have a GPS yet, and I could get a GPS, but I need to make a fabricator. But if you come over to the Highlands, I'll press H so you can see it now. So I am in the Highlands. You can actually pick up Savaroot, or whatever you want to say, a potato. They just grow all over in the wild, and most herbivores absolutely prefer vegetables to anything else. Now you can just literally just run around any of these small ponds and pick some up like I just did there. Oh, there's more over here. And you can actually find root, which is like carrot as well. Literally, I've just got 46 right now, but that's because our rates on the server are slightly higher. There are actually some veggie farms over here. If I just fly over this hill, you'd be able to see some. What's that? There are sheep! There are others! Oh my god! So, I've been looking for office for ages, because they just weren't spawning for like 2 weeks for me. But now that I know that they're here, oh, I need water, I think we can get that in the next episode and get a mutton farm. But yeah, there are a load of these like farms over here in the Highlands. You can literally go up to them. Oh, root and carrot. That's what you get. You just get so many vegetables that grow out here in the wild. One of the best things about this map. So I'll just quickly grab some of these and rush back over to the Anky and Doedicurus. So I'll go fly back over to them now. The Anky should just about be tamed, but the Doedicurus is about a quarter of the way tamed. So I'll go back over there, give them these vegetables, and I'll see you when they're about tamed. Okay, so I've made it back and I've given the Anky and the Doedicurus some of the vegetables. I've given the Anky some of the potatoes, the Savaroot, or however you want to call it. It's a potato. Looks like a potato. It's a potato! But yeah, so I've given that to the Anky. Before with the berries I was getting like 1.6 effectiveness, I believe, and now I'm getting about 3% effective, like jumping up on the taming, and it's taken like 3 bites out of the vegetables and it's almost tamed. It needs like 1 more bite and then it will be tamed. Like the Anky is so much quicker than the Doedicurus. Is literally not even 10 hunger. That's it. It's done. We got an Anky. And was it a male? Yeah, it's a male. That's a male. Yeah. We'll call Ank the Tank, or Ank the Tank. You can be Ank the Tank. Now his stats. I did take a image for myself to see what the stats were before. So he had 1,540 health, so just under 300 gone up there. His stamina was 315, so that's gone up by 60. Not bad. Oxygen. His oxygen went up. I don't know why they keep doing that. I don't need him to swim. Although you can collect a lot of metal in the water, but you'd be better off with a donkey, I believe, for that. Food has 5,100, so that's gone up. His food's gone up over 1,400. His weight. His weight's increased, but not by much. It was 290, so that's not gone up by much. I'm going to have to level that up. His melee damage, that was 135, so that's gone up. That's pretty good. And his movement speed went to 135. So it appears most dinosaurs, even the pterodons, their speed, you see them in the wild and they're all about 100, and obviously you can't increase the speed on flyers anymore, but their actual speed ends up going to like 135. Now I don't have any pterodons to show you that at the moment, but that's what happens. What's your speed? It's 100. Oh, and you're following me, and I'll tell you not to. In fact, I'll let you out of the pen for now. So, you can now follow me. Come on. Come on, Ank. This way. Are you really that fat you can't fit through there? You're too wide for one wall. You are too... like just over one wall wide. You are a fat tank, Ank. You are a fat, tanky Ankylosaurus. Right, you can stay here and look really, really cool while I'm pointing this demo gun at you. That ain't gonna do a thing to you. But no, so this is Ank. He was, I believe, level 55 before he tamed out, and he's now level 81. So he got a few levels, not many, but as I said, I weren't really going for high levels. I just need these to tame up. And as you can see, the Doedicurus, its taming's only on 62%, and it actually has quite a few vegetables in there now. So yeah, I'll let this almost tame up and I'll be back after, and we will compare the stats then. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we are back now with the Doedicurus, and it's just taken a bite. Oh, look at that, 99%, 99.7%. It's not even one full bite to go. So, and it's raining, but there's no rain because of the FPS fix, yay. But yeah, so one more bite and the Doedicurus will be tamed. And as you can see in my inventory, I have crafted a Doedicurus saddle, just a primitive one. I haven't found any blueprints for it yet, I believe. And I've also crafted a Anky saddle. Now if you want to know what the levels are for saddles, for the Doedicurus saddle it's level 34, and you need 110 fibre, 200 hide, 5 metal ingots and 15 stone. For the Anky saddle you need 140 fibre, 260 hide and 10 metal ingots. So obviously I've had those resources and I've created it. Hide's really easy to get once you got... oh, it's tamed! Yeah, as I was saying, hide's really easy to get once you got a wyvern or another carnivore. But so we've now got a level 141. You can see it in the background. Level 141 Doedicurus, and it's female. I'm not sure what to call her. Don't know how to say it, or don't know how to pronounce it, but Doeling will do. As in like Jolene, but Doeling. Because it's a Dowie, Doedicurus. I usually call all the male ones Dowie, so I'll call this one Doeling. But yeah, so we've now got a 141. It was 95, so that's quite a few levels. I'll give it its saddle. I actually need... well, I don't need the gun, but I'll take the gun anyway, because it's easier to do this. Whistle you to not follow. I'll get you out. And I'll put the walls back. Nope, wrong thing. Is that facing right way? And I pulled out the wrong thing again. Now it's facing right way. Now unfortunately I'm not going to be able to get the mammoth in time this episode, but I'll certainly gather up more vegetables over in the highlands and get stuff to tame the mammoth. I'll also try to get the resources to make veggie cakes, so I could potentially tame some of this. I'm not going to make any promises on that because I think they've upgraded the ingredients for them. As you can see, the Anky's over there in the distance. I've been running around getting some levels on it. But if you didn't know already, or if you knew, the Doedicurus has a swing attack. That's for harvesting and attacking. And it also has a roll. What happens if you right click? If you charge into something, I believe it does do a bit of damage, but not a lot. But it's really easy to get around in it, but it does use stamina. So we'll go ahead and roll over here. Now, as I said, the attack does harvest, as you can see. I got 194. Our stats are turned up on this server though. So yeah. The Doedicurus is mainly just for getting stone. That's all it collects from rocks. And I'll take the narcotics back. And I'll take these back, and you can eat from the feeding trough when you get back over there. But if we come over to the Anky, if you look in here, it's got nothing. It has 2 attacks, 1 left click and 1 right click. If you swing, it collects rock and stone and flint from rocks, and then if you right click, it actually harvests berries. Now, before ARK was in its official release and it was still in early access on PC, every time you left click, it would harvest berries and collect rocks. So if you were just out there farming rocks for stone and flint, you'd be over encumbered, so you'd be overweight just from berries, and it would drive everyone up the wall, and you just see, are you following? Yep. So you just see people dropping tons of boxes of berries and other random crap that they picked up using the Anky while they're going around harvesting. Now, I'll just bring these over. So we didn't check the stats out on the Doedicurus. If I just double check what the stats were before on the Doe. So on the Doedicurus before, oh, we got a level as well. So before we tamed it, it had 3,230 health. So it's not going up much on the health, to be honest. But it's not for health. It can curl up in a ball and it won't get killed unless you're getting eaten by a giga or something, or maybe a wyvern, fire wyvern. Its stamina. Stamina's gone up by 210, which is pretty good. Oxygen, did that go up? 345? Yeah, gone up by like 9. Its food, 1,000 here, and its food, wait, no, 10. Okay, so its food's definitely gone up. Its food was 7,500. It's not ideal, but you know, its weight went up by 45. That is appalling. Melee damage was 175, so that's gone up. It's gone up about 80, just over 80. Its movement speed has gone up by 60, surprisingly. Its torpor, it was 5,300, so its torpor's gone up quite a bit. It's gone up by 2,000. So its stats have increased. They're not the best, but like I said, it wasn't a high level and it won't go for levels. I just really need these two creatures for their capabilities, in that one collecting stone, a lot of stone, and this one collecting flint and stone, but more stone than flint. Also, this one can collect berries, so that's useful, as I don't have a trike over here at the moment, but as these two are the only ones that eat berries over here, I can use the Anky to harvest the berries. And yeah, that's all good. So I'll stick that in there. I created 2 mortar and pestles. One is just going to be for doing the narcotics and leveling up, and the other one will be for making spark powder, cement and gunpowder. Now, one really cool thing about S Plus and everything in S Plus, you can pull resources, as you might have seen in some of the videos, but you can literally search for any of the items you might need. So stone, as you can see Ank the tank, and you can see Daleen the Doedicurus, and you can pull the entire amount that they've got or a specific amount out of their inventory. Now you can set up the pull radius using the server settings, like in the server setting engine thing. I've forgotten what it is, but yeah, the ini file for it, and you can set the pull radius to whatever you want. But as you can see, I can pull all the stone, I can pull all the flint if I want, and I just went past flint and I did it again. So pull all the flint out of Ank, pull that, press done, and as you can see, I can now craft 28 flint and spark powder out of that. And just to show you, there are pull resources on here. So if I go to structures, stone, and if I wanted to craft that, I could pull. If I press shift, I can change the 10s all the way up, how many of these I want to craft, and pull the resources to craft all of them. Press space and it sets it down to 1, and if I press control it goes up by 1, and it will pull all the resources to make that. And just to prove it, it is on all S Plus over here, does exactly the same. If I want to craft a stone pillar, I can pull the resources to make 1, and it says it's already got the resources to make 1. If I change that up by 10, pull resources, it pulls enough to make 10. And you can see everything else lit up because there are enough resources to make at least one of the other items as well. If I right click, I can craft 10. So that's how that works. And yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment in the comment in the comment section below. If you didn't enjoy it, give me a thumbs down. Let me know what you'd like to see next, and if you got any improvements for me. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.